Hello everyone, I'm back again. I'm Daisy of the Daisy Culture. I welcome you to another tutorial session. So in my previous video I showed you how to cut a beautiful and a simple shirt dress. So we're going to continue that tutorial in this video by showing you how to accurately sew and put these lovely pieces together. So if you are yet to check it out, the link is in the description box. Please check it out so you understand what we are talking about. So this is our shirt dress, the front and the back for the right, the shirt the front and the back for the left, and this is the bottom part that we want to put the pleats in. As you can see, I have a long strip here for the down part for the pleating. So like I said, if you want to make this and your size 10 below, you can use 2 inches, so you have enough fabric to pleat that down part. So after joining together, I'm going to serge this to prevent it from fraying, and I've ironed the seams out. So now I have this stay, this soft stay. You can decide to use M stay, but M stay is much more expensive than this, and then this can still do the work as well. So this is you know, just to give the collar just to give the button parts a little bit of structure. So I'm going to be putting it on the button part, so just to give it a little bit of structure, so it won't be, you know. So I cut this. I have 1.25 by the length of the fabric, which is 46. You can check that in the previous one, so you know the measurement. Excuse me. So you know the measurement that we use. So without further ado, let us get right into the tutorial. Okay, so now let us start. Cutting is like, you know, just the major thing. So just so you know, just attach. So I've serged this, as you can see. So now the next thing is you place the right of the front against the right of on the right of the back, and make sure, you know, we divided this thing into 4 pieces, the front and the back. So make sure the right side. Okay, let me just show you the full. So this bottom part is the front, this upper part is the back. So you attach. So I'm going to remember that in our cutting we added 2 inches for sewing allowance. So I'm going to attach the right side separately and then this other side too separately. So I'm going to measure 2 inches and then I'm going to sew till the end. So I'm going to do the same thing for this other part. So I'm going to measure 2 inches and then I'm going to sew till the end. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to show you what next. Okay. So I told you to join. Now you can see I've joined the right side together, I've joined the left side together, and I've joined the shoulders together as well, and I've ironed it out. So the next thing is for me to serge, to overlock these rough edges. And if you don't have an overlocker, no problem, you can just, you know, for neat finishing, you can just fold the edge together like this and then you sew. So don't fret if you don't have an overlocker, so it does not matter. So this is the front. You can see the front is longer, that's for the button, and this part is the back. So now the next thing to do is to attach the pleating to this down part. So this is what you're going to do. You first of all, you look for the middle. So you look for the middle. Okay. So you notch. After getting the middle part, then you place it at this seam. This is to ensure that we have, you know, the same number of pleats at both sides, the front and the back. Or you can decide to have more pleats in front, or you can decide to have more pleats at the back. So everything is all dependent on you. You can be creative. Let your creativity lead you and guide you to there is no holy grail. So just do what will work for you, and make sure you experiment. So I've joined the edges together, the front, the back, yeah, that's the back, and this is the front. So any side that you know that is uneven, so just trim it out. So I've joined, this is the front. So, and you know that your pleating has to stop at where your button is going to start from. So you measure 2.5 and you notch it. So after doing that, so now I know that this is the amount of fabric that is remaining for me to play with. This is the amount of fabric here that is remaining for me to play with. So now, like I said, it's still dependent on you. If you want it to be a big pleat like this is how to pleat. Can you see like this? So you hold like this, you pleat and you join. So you can see this is a big pleat. So you can decide to do tiny like this. So like I said, let your creativity guide you. Depends on what you want. So you can make it as big as this. You measure if it is 1 inch, 2 inch on fold like this. Make sure it's getting to the down part, so it's going to be very easy for you to iron it out. But if you do the pleat and then it's just ending here, you see, after you sew it, will be difficult for you to trace where your pleat it's difficult for you to trace where your pleat ends. So as you're pleating, make sure you're getting to the down part, so it's going to be easy for you when you want to iron. So you pleat the last part. So that means you have just 4 pleats for this big one, and then you sew. Are we together? So you move to the front part too, and you do the same thing like this. Make sure it gets to the down part, then like this. That's for the big piece. Like I said, you can even decide to gather it, so it's not a must for you to place it, but for this time I'm pleating. So this is just a guide, you get. So you can do what you want, but make sure right side is facing right side. So you pleat. So make sure it stops at where your 2.5 starts, so it's not going to, spill over to where your button is, and then you have problem at the end of the day. So after you've gotten your pleats, then you sew. So I'm going to do that now and show you what next to do. Okay, so I just quickly want to show you how it looks like after I joined. You can see how beautiful. I just did 3 because I didn't have enough fabric. So, but then it's still looking more beautiful. So I said you're going to start 2.5 from so you're going to start your pleating from 2.5. That was what I did. So I just did 3 in the front and then 3 at the back. So let's continue. Okay, so after joining, you can see I've serged the inside, I've overlocked the edges, and I've ironed it out. So now the next thing, we're almost done. So the next thing is to attach your gum stay or your stay to the button part. So if you want to, the first thing first, remember that it was 2.5 inches sewing allowance, button allowance that we did. So you fold your fabric, remember that we notched it, so you fold it to where the 2.5 start from. You fold it like this, you iron it. So after ironing it, it's going to give you that, it's going to give you the piece that you're working with, so you know where it stops and you know where it ends. So after ironing the 2.5 allowance, so the next thing is you place your stay 0.5 after the beginning. Remember that, excuse me, we added 2.5, so I need 0.5 to fold like this before we now fold like this, which is 1 inch. So in total it's 2 inches. 0.5 fold like this, and then we fold like this, so that's 1 inch. This is where we place our buttonholes and our buttons for the 2 sides. So okay, yeah, a little tip: when you want to attach your stay to your fabric, for this, look for the shiny part. So it's the shiny part that is going to adhere to the fabric. So you place the shiny part on the fabric, so you place it 2.5 after the starting point, and then you iron down. So after ironing down, it's going to stick to the surface of the fabric, and after doing that, you just fold your 0.5, you iron it as well. So as your iron is going to give you leverage over someone that does not iron, because you'll be able to work easily with and you know what you're working with. So now I'm going to do that. Iron my 2.5, attach my stay, iron my 0.5, and then I'm going to sew the remaining 1 inch. Okay, so you can see I've attached my stay to my fabric. So you can see what I did. Attach it 0.5 after this, then fold your 0.5, and then you iron it down. So it's going to be very easy. I did it for the 2 sides. So now this is the next thing. Remember that it's 2 inches that will 2.5, so we've taken in 0.5, so now it's remaining 2 inches. So you measure 1 inch and you fold and you sew. You do the same thing for the second part. But for the second part, you can sew this part and then you sew this part. So that's where your button hole will be. So when you put your button, this is where it's going to, like, so you sew like this, and then you sew on the, so that will be like double stitching. So it's going to give you like something cool. So the part you did the double stitching, you can just, that's where you're going to put your button holes. So your button is going to pass through, and then that will be what will be showing outside. So after doing that for both sides, then you join the back together. So you join the back together. So after that, I'm going to attach my sleeves, and I'm going to hem the down part. So in my next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make a bishop collar. So I'm gonna do that now, and I'll just show you the final result. So I'm actually thinking of putting, just like a tiny belt here, but I don't know yet. Let me finish up. So that's how I'm going to fold to do this, and then I'll join my back, hem everything, hemable, attach my sleeves, and that will be all.